He was good. Got through practice, no issues. So, guess tomorrow will be a better day to evaluate if there's any stiffness, soreness. But we're off tomorrow anyway, so he'll get some rest and get ready to go for Wednesday.
Are you looking for anything out there at practice? Like you just kind of just know the guys are getting sweated and that's
Yeah, I mean, we monitor, Matt, their heart rates too, so the workload. So we're looking probably a little closer at that than maybe we would have in the middle of the year. Draw some comparables so to make sure we don't get too high. But no, just some pace. Guys seem to have they have good life out there. They're workers, so they want to work. We just don't want to overdo it and leave it out there. I think some guys stayed out yesterday a long time, probably. In fact, they had 2 days off. They want to get back at it. So just workload and kind of pace is what I'm looking at.
Team-wise, that should confirm things.
Well, that's it. It does confirm things. That's first thing, the eye test. Are you seeing what the data is telling you? I think coaches look at that a lot. We're stubborn a little bit. We like to trust our eyes. I think that's what analytics is good for. It'll give you a non-biased opinion. Now, some analytics is put together where you got to ask some questions. To me, that's my issues with analytics. It's generated from a spot. Was the goalie in the net when that happened? What was the situation as opposed to just a shot coming from there? And I think you have to dive into that a little more some days. But for me, I like looking at data and then use it accordingly. I don't get married to, well, we let so many controlled entries, which is much higher than normal. We got to make sure we're, but you do have to use certain points of it to reinforce the things you're teaching. I don't think you can use every bit of data or you drive yourself crazy. But I think it's relevant for certain things. And I think every coach would tell you they probably slant one way or the other on what they're going to use it for, offensively, defensively, special teams. Assistant coaches, I think it's real relevant for their area because they are a little more dialed in specifics. Like Jay, how many rebound chances are we getting? He likes to do the ozone stuff. So we went from, I think at the start of the year, we were certainly like 25th or 28th in the league. And I think we climbed all the way to, 12th, 10th, 15th. We moved up quite a bit. So he's pretty excited about that because that's his area, right? So, then in the PK, PP, I think it comes in handy. Are you getting clean entries? Your eye test might tell you are. The data, might tell you differently. So, like I said, I'm kind of giving you a roundabout answer, but I do believe to each his own. I like the data, but I'm never going to go into the locker room one day and say, we had 16 controlled entries last game and, against 20, I don't think the players give a crap about those raw numbers. That's more for us backing up, what we're teaching and, how we're executing. Well, okay, the negative of that is the mixed messaging, right? If everyone's sending a different message, then sometimes as a coach, you're like, well, hey, listen, we just talked about this, you talked about that. So that's where you can get off course. I think we've been pretty good at talking about, what we need to talk about. I think that's been passed on to our leadership group. I think they echo the message of the coaching staff and vice versa. We'll take stuff from Bergie and Z. It's like, hey, we need to be this next game. It's like, all right, I'll buy into that, Bergie. Let's make sure that's the message from the staff as well. So we kind of coexist there. I mean, obviously we have the final say as coaches. As for the outside, the analytics that you're talking about, are you talking about social media or the scribes that are writing stories, or where are you going with this?
No, as far as, like maybe the GM-coach relationship, because, the GM could be, all right, this is what I want to do, but the coach would be like, well, I've got final say.
Well, I mean, I think Donnie and I have always been on the same page, but you're going to have days you're going to have disagreements on how we're going to get to that, maybe end result. I think that's human nature when you work together and you're both invested. So, but for us, we've been on the same message from day one. So we want to obviously win. It's a results-oriented business, but we wanted to improve the pace of play of the team, still being harder to play against. And we wanted to incorporate some of the young talent we drafted. I mean, you draft this skill. Let's see how it fits. Do we have to change our game? Yes, we did have to a little bit without losing our identity. And I think the Bruins have always been a solid defensive team. I still think we're the best defensive team left in the playoffs. St. Louis and San Jose may argue that, and we've still scored goals. We've tinkered with our special teams. I think our power play has improved and gotten better over the years. So there's like certain areas you can maybe differentiate from, but I still think that's our identity, and we're on the exact same page there when it comes to how we want to get there.
Bruce, you kind of dumb it down from the
76 degrees today, and the fact that you guys are still playing hockey.
Well, it's nice to go to work this time of year, get up and go to work. You know, someone texts me, oh, you know, you get some family time, golf. No, I want to go to work this time of the year. I think that's why we're in this profession. You know, we'll have all summer to golf or do this or that. So for me, hey, there's only 2, 3, going to be 2 teams doing it. So there is a little bit, I was envious of teams in the past that were able to work this time of year, and I'm sure it's the same way. You want to be the king of the hill, right? So for me, it's fine. It's great. We get some time off this week, so guys can still, what is it supposed to be tomorrow for the TV guys out there? Is it going to be still 76 or not? So guys will have fun. Probably get away from the rink, but still, we've told them actually, you know, you got to be selfish with your time as well this time of year, because you got a lot of people now that want to, you know, kind of, hey, you know, kind of catch up. So I do believe you still got to stay focused, but the weather and everything that's going on, yeah, I mean, you'd drive yourself crazy if it was hockey 24 hours a day. So I think guys are able to balance that.